Hi everyone, it's Melly Starz again, and we're back on Melly's couch with a very special guest, an artist and sound engineer, Dolla AP.
What's going on? What's going on? Glad to be here.
I'm very excited to have you on.
Yeah,
I feel very special that you reached out.
For sure.
So you recently released a project titled For Those That Listen.
For the ones that listen?
For the ones that listen, sorry. So we're going to get into the entire project, every song, the whole process. So first, how did you come up with the title and the cover art?
So for the ones that listen, I wanted to be basically like I wanted to get a little bit more diverse with my sound and kind of display my lyrical capability. So, and I know a lot of people who probably listen to my music, like that's not what they're listening for.
Yeah.
So I just titled it, for the ones that listen, for whoever listens to the project and whoever enjoys it, that's who it's for.
Like the real fans. Like
the
real. It's very different from some of the older stuff that you've done.
Yeah. So I was hoping to also be able to display my growth in that EP, and I wanted to see what people kind of like that's different coming from me. So yeah, definitely.
And the cover art, it's pretty simple, but it's also like
I wanted it to be kind of like simple.
Okay.
I definitely wanted it to be simple. I didn't put too much thought into it. I just wanted to be, for the ones that listen, like straight to the point.
Straight to the point.
Yeah.
So the first song is Power Moves.
Yeah.
You say that you're in a whole other bracket on this song. Yeah. So what do you mean?
So
like how are you in a different bracket?
I feel like with most of the artists who I don't even want to say I've categorized with, but I put in I guess a box with, or people compare me to. I just wanted to get out of that box,
right?
And that's what Power Moves was. And it's also just like kind of me saying, I'm trying to make moves to, I'm making a lot of moves behind the scenes. Like, I think one of the lines in there I say, I'm out here really making power plays, feeling like Tariq.
Finally, that one stood out to me because I've been like on a power binge watching.
And I know a lot of people watch Power, so I feel like it'll draw them in a little bit, and make them listen. But like, I wasn't really into Power like that, and then
I wasn't either. And then I just randomly, my best friend brought it up. I was like, "Are you watching Power?" And I was like, "No, I haven't seen it." And then I started, and I'm like, "Oh my god!"
They make it seem like you're a nobody for not watching.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check it out, and then I'm like, I liked it. I like, Tariq is, definitely making a lot of power moves, trying to figure things out for his family. So I feel like
make his own name outside of
his father's name,
which isn't always easy to do.
And it's crazy because I can relate to that because like it's the same for me. Like I'm trying to make a name outside of my father's name, but like Tariq, he can't run from being just like his father.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody who know me always say like, bro, you just like your dad. I'm just like, wow. I'm trying to run.
How are you similar to your dad? Like
every way. Like I'm like his twin.
Oh, geez.
My father unfortunately was incarcerated when I was younger. I can't remember what age. He did like 9 years in the feds. And he came home around the time I was like 14. So by this time, like I'm really kind of, myself or developed, my personality. And I'm kind of past the stage of, I probably did need him in that moment. But in my head, it's like, I don't really need you, but as I got older and more mature, I'm like, I really want to know my father, because if everybody says I'm just like him, then I need to know who is this person that I'm just like. So I started doing my research on my pops, and then kind of just getting over that. I don't want to talk to my dad because you were away. He was away because he was trying to take care of his family, and I respected that. So, but like that notion right there, like trying to doing everything to take care of your family, down to the laugh, down to the character, morality, the humbleness, just everything. My last project was titled Humble Savage.
Yeah.
And I feel like that tailored to my personality, but that's also just like my dad. It's the same with him.
Yeah. So do you so with Humble Savage and Top Dollar, are they like two different like music styles or like personalities?
Okay, so like with
talk a little bit about some Humble Savage.
All right, Humble Savage was like I tried to put like some, I guess, hardcore music in there, but also put like some sentimental music in there. Yeah. So I tried to like give the two parts of my personality. I feel like Humble Savage is like my split personality, I guess, you know, because I feel like everybody got it in them. If you take a personality, I go there, you know.
Yeah.
So absolutely. I feel like that's why I named that project Humble Savage. But like I feel like for the ones that listen, that's more like the humble
part of the Humble Savage.
Yeah.
Do you go by different names?
I got
I
got a million.
I was doing research and I was like, bruh. How many names do you have?
So it was just like I was trying to just really just search. I mean, I got my street name, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of people know me by, but it was like I was trying to get away from that. It was like I was trying to, you know what I'm saying, separate myself from the street persona, because I felt like that wasn't just me. Mm-hmm. I wasn't just a street person or a person who was just from the street. So it was like kind of me just trying to like search for a brand, you know. Yeah. I wouldn't even say search for identity. I used to say that for a long time. I'm like, man, I'm having an identity crisis. But it's
just like rebranding.
Yeah,
like,
it was just
marketing.
Yeah, that's what it was. And I felt like, I'm like, okay, Top Dolla AP, okay, this is gonna be the one. I'm not gonna lie, I even wanted to change that, but I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna go with this for a while. I don't want to just keep constantly rebranding.
Yes.
And then people get accustomed to this name, and then I just rebrand again. So I'm gonna just stick with Top Dolla AP for right now. That's the brand.
And what is Top Dolla AP kind of? What is the personality? What is the brand?
Okay, the brand is just
rebranded. So what is the Top Dolla AP brand?
Okay, well, the AP stands for always profit. So it was more so of a mindset thing, more versus just like, because most people look at like a money thing. And then I had this one artist, Electra from Chicago. She was like, I like that name because it's like my time is money. And I liked that. So I'm like, you know what? I like that, you know? So essentially that is what that is too. Also, time is money, but it was like a mindset thing. Like, you know, I felt like my worth was Top Dollar. You know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, you're booked and busy and you're super famous, and I'm super grateful that you're on the couch.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
I'm doing my research and I'm like, man, you do numbers. You're everywhere. Like, I saw Juliet up next, like, freaking like post your every move.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, I really got the big guns coming to the couch today. So yeah, time is definitely money. You're definitely top dollar.
Yeah, for sure.
Top notch. I want to talk a little bit about like your beat selection on this project.
Okay, so
because I really like the beat on Power Moves. That one stood out for me. I loved it. Like all of them, but how do you come up, like, how do you find the beats? How do you pick them?
So, like, I try to stay away from YouTube beats, which is what most artists, you know, go from. A
lot of artists do, yeah.
But I always try to make sure before, like, okay, if I rap a song and I like it, I'll at least try to reach out to the producer. Mm-hmm. So, I reached out to all the producers and all of them didn't hit back, I'm not gonna lie. So, but I made sure I purchased did all the leasing and everything correctly. With 24 hours and So Far Gone, those were made for me. Well, 24 hours was made for me. Like, I actually wrote the song when I was incarcerated. Mm-hmm. And I had a producer who actually made the beat out of the vocals that I sent him. Yeah. And he made the beat around it. Then I went back and re-recorded it, and then, it all made sense. And then he had another beat, and I kind of went in there and just kind of freestyled it, and that was So Far Gone. That's everybody's favorite.
And So Far Gone we're gonna get into it because it's such a like single. Like kind of song. Did you plan for it to be that? Yeah, because you just said you kind of.
I was actually hoping. I thought 24 Hours was gonna be the one, and then I freestyled. So I went in there and I did So Far Gone, but it was like when I kept listening to it, I'm like, man, So Far Gone might be like the better song.
It is the one. I think it is.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna go back to Power Moves for a second because there's a line that stuck out to me, and I wanted to ask you about it. It says that you have the most potential to get out the Matrix.
Yeah.
So it's a great reference. You have a lot of pop culture references. What does getting out of the Matrix mean to you?
So the Matrix would be like, this is again me trying to like separate myself like from the streets, and it was like the Matrix would be like, you know, drill music, violence, being in the streets, and you know, I felt like I had, you know, that's just like one Matrix. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that reference was like me trying to get out of that Matrix. You know, like as far as being in the streets and, you know, doing typical, you know, street stuff. Yeah, so that's what that was for, like me getting out of that Matrix. And I always felt like, and I was always told coming up in the streets, like, bro, you too smart for this. You know, like this isn't you. And like I guess probably like when I was in jail, I kind of like had to really reflect, like who am I? You know, just one of those self-reflecting moments. And it was like I've been in the streets, like that's a part of me, but that's not just who I am. So that's what that means, like getting out of that Matrix. Yeah.
So do you think I think you've definitely gotten out of that Matrix now.
It kind of tries to prove it's a tug of war, but
it's the thing is a lot of times when people see you doing good, people want to see you doing good, but never better than them.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's always that like nudge of like, yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
You're doing better than me, so I want to pull you back to my level.
Yeah. You know? And sometimes it's unconsciously. Sometimes
it's not always conscious.
They're so used to being this type of person, and it's like when you become this type of person, it's like they don't know how to handle it.
Yeah, or they get used to seeing you as one person or one personality. Like they put you in a box.
Yeah.
And then once you get out of that box, they're like, no, you can't get out of this box because I don't know you like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
like,
definitely.
I want you back in this box.
Yeah,
that's what I'm comfortable with. You know, so I can definitely relate to that. You also mentioned that you're a real artist.
Yeah.
So this is a little cocky, right? So what does that mean for you?
Okay, it was like kind of like a setup. So it was like, I'm trying to think of the song. It was like, who's the light skinned kid? Is he a drill artist? No, he on that pain shit.
Yeah.
No, bitch, I'm a real artist. So it was like, I said, I'm a real artist. I said something like hit songs that's historic. So it was like basically like a setup, like, you know, I can really paint pictures with my words.
Yes, definitely.
I can make great songs as well, you know, and I could just go all over the place with it. And that's just like essentially what an artist is, like a person that just like whatever is in their mind, like they just put on whatever canvas it is, you know, whether it's music, whether it's sculpting, whether it's painting pictures, whether it's drawing. And also, like, I like to draw. I'm a pretty great artist, actual artist.
An actual artist. What do you like to draw?
I had a love for animation.
No way.
Yeah, I loved anime as a child, so that used to be like my biggest thing. I wanted to draw comic books and everything.
What's your favorite anime?
I would have to say Naruto and Dragon Ball Z.
I love Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, for sure.
I grew up on that.
And it's crazy because I feel like Naruto and Dragon Ball Z kind of like, and I never thought about this, but me and my homie was talking, having like a deep conversation one day. It was like, bro, Dragon Ball Z like had a big play in my character as a person, because like just the resilience of Goku and him just never giving up on anything was just like, it's like that was embedded inside of me, just like not even knowing. And then Naruto's love for his friends and not wanting to give up on his friends was also like a thing that was just like embedded inside of me. So,
and that also shows how important art of any form is to
definitely
people, because it's made such a big impact on me personally that Yeah, it just shows that all kinds of art makes an impact. What do you feel the impact your music makes on others? Have you had people tell you like stories like, hey, this song helped me? Or
I've actually a moment that stood out the most, and this was probably like my turning point of drill music, was I had a friend that had passed away back in 2019, RP Munchie. It was this kid when I was outside his mother's crib that walked up to me and was like, hey, you're top Dolla AP. He was like, man, I love your music. And it was just like, I'm like, bro, you listen to me? Like, you're like 5 years old.
Why are you listening to me?
Yeah, and he was like, bro, he's like, I love your music, bro. He was like, yo, take a picture. And I was like, that was like the most moving moment for me, you know?
Yeah.
My mother and a lot of people have this song, and I felt like nobody was gonna like this song for real. On my last project, Humble Savage, which was called Shadows and Stones, and it was a really deep.
It was a very deep song.
Yeah, you know, I got
goosebumps.
Yeah, so everybody was like, everybody who actually liked the song, and it was people who I was surprised liked that song, and it was like, bro, like, man, you touched me with this one, bro. Like, you gotta make more songs like this. You know, and I'm just like, man, I never thought y'all liked that song. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep making that type of music.
Yeah, so I was gonna add, like, is it motivation?
Yeah, it was definitely motivation, because that's always been the type of music I like making, but I was so into what's popular.
You were in the little box.
Yeah, I was in the box, so I'm like, you know, I gotta make this power move out of the box.
Yeah, exactly. So now let's talk about So Far Gone, because that's like a hit.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
When I was doing research, you had 6,000 streams.
Oh wow! I never kind of paid attention to the streams. I did not pay attention to the streams.
I did. I was like, because I'm like, holy cow!
Right.
Like, that's a lot, and you just recently dropped it. It's not like it's been out for a long time.
And I didn't even get to promote it how I wanted to. Right. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping the streams just keep going up.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Far gone.
I guess what stood out for me is like the pain in your voice on that song, and then there's a certain instrument in the background that really just like drove the point home. Like, it made the pain even, like, I felt it. Like, I got goosebumps. I was like, whoa, this is a lot. So like, is this like based on like a real life situation?
Yeah, it's a lot of things I said in that song. I feel like why it hits home so hard, because it's a lot of things like I've been trying to get off my chest, but I don't know how to say it.
Right.
And it kind of just came out. Like, one of the things, I think I said, I seen my brother gun down one of my cousins. Now that trust is scary. And you know
that part, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, like that's a situation I can't really speak on too much, but it was like, you know, he wasn't like my actual brother, but like, this is somebody I came up with, like, you know, this is my homie. And you know, like, you know, the situation with my, you know, family, and it's like, that's what also kind of drove me away from the streets, because it's like, it got too, you know, political. You know, like, I got my family against, you know what I'm saying, my family, basically. Like, these are people who I came up with, you know, grew up with. This is who I knew as family, and then my actual family. Then it's like, you know, it was a hard thing. And then
when those two worlds collide,
it's
in
like
a negative way.
Yeah, in a negative way. It's like, okay, this is and it's crazy, because like, at a younger age, I kind of seen it coming. I knew it could potentially happen.
Yeah.
But like, I felt like I could be ready for it, but once it actually happened in the way it happened, it was too much.
You're never ready for it.
Yeah, you're never ready for it. So it was like, I'm like, man, this is too much. So it was like, you know, I gotta just step back and just focus on myself.
Yeah.
But then that's why I say, like, it's that drive, like, that just keeps pulling me back, because it's like, you know, this is what's going on. It's like, you know, you gotta ignore it. So it's like, man, it definitely be a lot.
Do those internal struggles kind of, like, how does that impact you mentally and like emotionally?
I'm not gonna lie, like I used to be, because I'm a very caring person. Yeah. Everybody says like, "Oh, that's the cancer in you," or whatever.
Oh, you're a Cancer? No wonder.
Yeah, so
follow me everywhere. And they become my besties.
Yeah, for sure.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, you in store, I could tell. Yeah. So, but like I'm a very caring person about the people I really love. So it was like deeply, passionately caring about the people I care about. So it was like it really messed me up because it's like I care for these people over here and these people over here, but like it's one of those like you have to have that emotional control, and you have to let the situation just be what it is because you can't control it. It just is people went too far on this side and this side, so you just got to stay away. It's too far. It's so far gone. Yeah. So far gone.
You also kind of talk about your mom and that relationship in the song, and I guess it's a little bit tumultuous.
Yeah.
So can you speak on that? Like, just how does she feel about your music, especially that you talk so openly about what's going on?
Yeah. So my mom is actually like my biggest supporter.
Really?
She watches every video. She listens to every song. She criticizes me. She tells me what she doesn't like. She tells me what she loves. Like, she's the biggest supporter of my music. But we just like, and we bump heads a lot. I'm trying to remember the line I said. I think I said, "Oh yeah, me and my mom, we don't see eye to eye. Break my heart." It's cause okay, so she's used to me being this person that was always in the streets.
Yeah.
But she never knew about this person. Like, so when she found out, she was like so surprised, like, "Oh my God, it's like not my baby boy, like that's not him," but like once she realized, like, "Oh my God, this is him," you know what I'm saying? So she started to learn like that side of me and be accustomed to that part of me. But once she learned that part of me, I've already started growing from that. So
she gets used to, like, she accepts one part of you, and then the moment she accepts it, you're already
it's not even necessarily that she accepted it, but she was like,
she came to terms kind
of. Like she started to worry about me a whole lot more, because she's like, now she's found out, okay, he's in the streets, and my brother was killed in 2007 by gun violence. So now I'm putting her in the position to go through that again.
Yeah, to potentially lose another.
Yeah, to lose another son. So it's like, that's like, and that's where the disconnect comes at, because she thinks, or I won't even say thinks, she's fearful of me, of it actually happening.
Yeah.
But I'll be wanting her to trust me and be like, "Mom, like, you gotta trust me. That's not me anymore. Like I don't got no involvement in that." But it's always like, it's a past.
It's gonna stay in the back of your mind.
Yeah. So she's like, "Son, you can't just run from a past like that," And she's absolutely right, So, but that's where kind of like the disconnect comes at. Like, it's more so she's worried about me. We can't see eye to eye. So at least arguments and misunderstandings, but that's my mother, so I love her to death.
Would you say you're like a mama's boy?
Definitely. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm trying and that's another kind of disconnect, because I understand, like, I used to be such a big mama's boy, like I depend on my mother so much, but now like I'm growing into a man, so it's like my mom, she wants to do everything for me. She wants me to make sure like I don't do anything wrong, but it's like, I'm a man now, so you gotta let me make these mistakes, learn from these mistakes, and grow as a person.
Yeah, so I think it's difficult. I've dated a lot of mama's boys, and it's so hard, especially like as a girlfriend coming in and being like, "No, but he's independent," or like, he needs to, like, a lot of times moms are like, "Well, why is he doing that? I would never have my son do that,"
Right.
So it's I think moms have a hard time kind of
letting
go of that. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Like, that's my baby.
And then it's sometimes like, I feel like with men, like, they're looking for their mom. They're looking for their mom in a woman, and I had to learn, like, I can't look for my mother in another woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mother's gonna be my mother, and this woman's gonna be, she's gonna be her.
Yeah.
So like, I started to take the approach of, okay, this is what I like about my mother, and this is what I would like to see in a woman, you know, but
Yeah.
I don't tie the two together, and I don't want my woman to play my mother.
Yeah.
Because I let my mother, like, you know, take charge. Like, if you're gonna be my woman, you gotta trust my judgment, and my judgment can't be coming from a place of me depending on my mother. You feel me? So, but yeah, that's kind of like how I like separate that.
Yeah, and that's good though, because a lot of men don't.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of men kind of go to that typical line. Every man ends up marrying his own mother kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's conscious, sometimes it's like subconscious.
Yeah.
But the fact that you even recognize that, hey, this is a thing, and you're like, okay, no, I'm going to separate the two.
Yeah.
Shows how emotionally mature you are.
Yeah,
because
for
lot of men, that wouldn't be like they wouldn't even think of it.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure, definitely.
Still on So Far Gone, there's a lyric that mentions that you have to watch what you say because they're watching lyrics. So I've seen this lately just in mainstream as well. Like, how do you feel about the system using art against people in real life, like in court cases and stuff like that? Especially, I think it happens more in the hip hop community than like anywhere else. I think it's a little unfair because art is art.
Art is art.
But I wanted to kind of get your viewpoint on that, especially you are dealing with some legal things, but we're not going to get into that. But do you feel when you're making music, you kind of have to be conscious of what you're saying because they might bring that up in court? Yeah, because
I definitely, like, I have a homie, my homie Stevie F, man, shout out Stevie F. Like, I record songs and I send them to him. I'm like, bro, do you think I should probably not say that? He'd be like, no, bro, you can't say that. You know what's going on. So, but it's definitely not fair. It's definitely a violation of our first constitutional right, freedom of speech. And it's like this is art. So if a painter, you mean to tell me if a painter makes a painting of a person getting shot, you're gonna hold that person accountable for somebody for a crime? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I look at it like the same way, you know, like with the drill culture, people are like trying to live up to their lyrics, which is, you know,
that's a whole different,
you know, but at the same time, it's like, even if they're not living up to their lyrics, like, this is still a reality that they're going through. You know, this is still the reality of the situation. And this is what they see every day. This is what they know. How can you rap and talk about something you don't know? You know, so, but it's like, I don't think it's fair because you're just expressing yourself. I'd rather a person, like, you should rather a person go rap about the violence versus acting on it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's definitely unfair. So, you know, definitely got to watch what I record because they're targeting lyrics. And I seen how it played out. It's playing out in Young Thug's case, and it just like,
case is ridiculous.
Yeah, just like, bro, it's so irrelevant. Half of these lyrics that you're bringing up, like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I hate it because it's just, again, like, art is how you express yourself, regardless. Like, if you're painting, you're drawing, you're making music, you're making beats, whatever it is. And then for that to be brought up in court and to really determine your future isn't fair at all. I kind of had a situation too where I had a court case and I had to watch everything that I posted. And a lot of my stuff is, you know, about music. It's me being out at events, doing things. And it was like every single time I would go get asked about it. Well, where did you go? And who did you go see? And how well do you know this artist? And blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, I just went to an event that I was invited to.
Right.
And now you guys are using that against me in a court case.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I don't see it too much in like other communities. Like, I don't see it in country music and rock music.
Definitely.
And stuff like that. So I feel like to a degree, they do target the hip-hop community. Yeah, definitely.
They're definitely targeting the hip-hop community, but at the same time, some artists do need to take accountability with you know, like, okay, you're making music, but you have to like separate, like, you have to give something up. That's what I learned. Like, you know, it was a point where I was rapping about, you know, my life, and I kept going to jail, and I took it as a sign, like, bro, I got to give something up. And it was like, over time, it's just like, you know what, the streets just got to go. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
You're just going to die, you're going to go to jail. It's completely not worth it. It's a waste of energy.
Yeah. I mean, the streets, I think everybody knows there's only two ways out of it. Like, really.
But some people don't really face that reality, or somewhere in their mind.
I think they don't think it's gonna happen to them.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's not really something that you can like really expect to happen to you until like you really grow that mindset. But like, and then when you just lose so many people, you just like, you know, it's just always
like
his closer. It's
clicks,
always his closer and closer to home every time you lose somebody, and then you just become numb, and then you're just like, it's just something that, you know, people should really leave alone, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So speaking of the streets, we're going to talk about One for the Streets, which is a really interesting song.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like no beat, it's just straight bars. And so did you record this like over like a jail phone?
Yeah, it was a
or was it an effect? Like it was, because I was like, I don't think that this is an effect. You know, a lot of people try to make that effect. Yeah. And I'm like, this isn't that.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely so that's my cousin from jail, who's currently incarcerated, free loco. So we was on the phone one day, and he was like, man, bro, I want to put something out there. And I'm like, no, you don't think you can wait? He was like, bro, no. So I'm like, all right, man, we go record you. So he called me in the studio, and then, you know, we went in there and recorded it. And then I'm like, man, I'm gonna slap this on the EP. Like when he first rapped it to me, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna slap this on the EP. So, you know, you hear me say it in the song, and then, you know, I let him go ahead and do his thing. And, you know, it was dope, man. I wish we could have put it on the beat. Yeah, I wish we could have put it on the beat and, you know, put it together. But maybe if I get my engineering skills up, you know, I could hopefully.
Yeah, because you are also a sound engineer.
Yeah,
you have your
definitely.
own little tag. Oh my gosh.
That was mixed by AP?
Yeah, that was mixed by AP. I'm like, and that's your voice.
Yeah.
I could tell. I have to listen to it so many times because I'm like, this sounds like him. I
kind of had to like high pitch my voice and then like go and put an effect on it to make it even higher pitch. So yeah, it's definitely my voice.
Yeah.
You got me.
I was like, I'm going to listen to this until I figure it out. I'm like, it kind of sounds like him, but it kind of doesn't. And I was like, it's him.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
It's him. On One for the Streets, you guys, well, your cousin, I guess, mentions being locked up in the system, and you've kind of faced that as well. Is it challenging to like work on your music, knowing that like when you have like restrictions and stuff like that, because you just want to get your art out, and then you have like legal restrictions,
definitely,
timing and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're not going to get into details, but just in general, is it difficult, and how do you kind of overcome that, or what do you do?
I'm not gonna lie, it's very difficult. It's very discouraging sometimes. Like, you know, I'll be talking to Storm and I'll be like, man, like, I can't do nothing. She'd be like, no. She just, no, we're gonna figure this out together. So I appreciate Storm so much, but it's definitely very difficult to try to maneuver around the system. And if I wasn't going through the situation I was currently going through, like I could travel, like, you know, I just got so many things that I know I could do. Like I could get my music like so much farther, you know, and then for it to have like, even for so far gone at 6,000 streams, like, you know, I didn't really even get to promote it like that for real. So, but that's what's up though, you know, so, but I know I can make it so much further, like once everything's behind me, like, you know, I just have to be patient, and then I have to understand, like, you know, everybody has their time. It may not be my time yet, you know, but I just have to utilize the time I have just to perfect my craft, you know, perfect my mixing, my vocals, maybe even learn how to make beats down the line.
Oh,
I love to do that.
You'll be a one-stop shop for yourself.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely.
Maybe I'll come get a new Melly's couch piece.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. We'll see.
For sure.
So you also have a song, 24 Hours. which talks about like having 24 hours but needing another 20.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough hours in a day for the amount of stuff that I do.
I feel like.
So how do you feel about like having time crunches and like always just needing more time?
Yeah, like I be needing more time all the time. I feel like that song like resonates with a lot of people. And it's like,
especially creatives.
Yeah, definitely.
Our brains go like a million miles a minute.
Yeah,
we want to do like a million different projects.
Want to do everything. Like, man, I was just sitting home the other day, like, man, I need to get ready to push this clothing line. I need to get ready to do another project. I need to get ready to put another cover out. I need to do some features. I want to work with this artist. I got to do this. I got to go to the studio. I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do Melly's couch. I got to do this. I'm like, oh my God. So, but yeah, like 24 hours. So I wrote that when I was actually in jail as well. And actually the way I wrote it is completely different than how it came out.
Really?
So when the producer... Okay, so I sent the vocals to the producer, and he made the beat around my vocals, and it was super dope. But I just felt like once I tried to go back and re-rap it, it didn't fit. So I'm like, man, I gotta revise it, and I revised it, and it was perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah, and it does resonate with a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, man, facts, bro. I need 44 hours in a day.
Definitely. We need 44 hours in a day just to get everything done. It still might need another 20 after that.
A long ass day.
Yeah, definitely.
You did the Outside anthem.
Yeah.
And you were adamant about being different than other artists.
Yeah, definitely.
So how are you different, or like how do you try to be different?
By just not being boxed in and willing to try whatever.
Yeah.
So I actually thought Outside Anthem was gonna be the one like that everybody will love. I mean, like people like it, but like so far gone with the one like, bro, this the one.
That's definitely the one.
So I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. But
whatever works, right?
Yeah, but Outside Anthem, I actually wanted to put a twist on being outside. Like I talk about like kind of like, you know, like real estate, you know, being your own boss, you know, like that was my version of being outside. Like, you know, the bosses who, you know, doing their thing, and, you know, like creatives who got their own thing going on, trying to push podcasts or push music or whatever. We outside trying to get it done, you know, we outside trying to put this work out here. So that's what I meant in Outside Anthem. That's what I meant. Like, we outside. Yeah. Trying to get it done and have fun.
You say we a lot in that song. Who is we?
Everybody.
Okay.
Everybody who's doing their thing, and, you know, like I wanted to like speak for everybody. Like everybody who's focused on, like, got their own businesses, and like I guess this, I don't even want to say it's for the entrepreneurs, but it's something that entrepreneurs can vibe to and have fun to, like, because it's difficult running your own business. It's difficult trying to get your own podcast, and just trying to do your own thing is very difficult. But
getting sponsors.
Yes, you know, but
we got lucky with mine.
Yeah, definitely. But, you know, we outside. You know, we trying to do our thing, man. We outside. Yeah. We go have fun with it, but we also go put that work.
We gotta work.
Yeah, we gotta work for
and
sure.
Play.
Yeah.
The next up, Superstar. That's like, well, I think you made that song for me. I think I'm a star.
Definitely. I made it for the ladies.
Yeah, it's definitely for the ladies. Is it based on a true story? Can you talk about it?
Yeah, so I got this girl that I really care about, that I really got a lot of love for, man. She was the inspiration behind the song. And it was just like seeing, it was just like her, just like the way she just goes about things. It was like, man, like she's a star in her own aspect. Like, you know, I say, you don't even need a Birkin bag or Chanel bag because you know that you big. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know that you a big star. Like, without the designer, like, you know, a lot of females feel like they need designers and, you know, this fancy bag or whatever the case may be for them to be like big, but like, no, like that's not what makes you big, you know.
Because you say like you're a star, but you already know that you are.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, thanks. I know.
You know, like, man, girl, you're a star, but you already know that you is. Yeah. You know, but I feel like that song, I really like that song. I feel like people weren't gonna like it, but it was like, I feel like that's my most creative song because the lyricism and the breakdown of the beat and how I was able to break it down with the beat, and then even go into like the harmonizing at the end. I was like, okay, yeah.
The harmonizing at the end, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, we doing that, huh?
Yeah, definitely. It sounded like almost two different songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did feel like that, especially like towards the end.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's definitely like tailored to a specific person, but it
Does she know it's about her?
Yeah, she knows. She was like right there.
Oh, nice.
She was right there. Yeah. That's dope. Yeah, for sure.
And I like that because, you know, a lot of times people will make songs about people and then they won't say that it's about people or they won't tell them. Yeah. So it's really cool that you kind of incorporated her. Like, definitely. She really like got to experience that love and that like adoration and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely.
I got really specific in the song, like just graduated out of Clark Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she had, you know, graduated from Clark Atlanta, so shout out to Clark Atlanta. I hope the females that graduate from Clark Atlanta love that song.
It better be their anthem.
Yeah, definitely, you know.
So you end the project with the song Peace, which really kind of got to me, because you kind of talk a little bit about being on house arrest and stuff like that, and looking for peace. So what do you think, what does peace look like to you, or what do you feel like peace means, or like what does it look like for Top?
Peace for me would be being able to freely do what I want to do. You know, whether that's like not even just having to be financially free, or you know, just having whatever type of money I need. It just like I have a peace of mind just knowing like I finally got all of the legal situations behind me, you know, because that's what causes the most disruption in my brain is that. So I feel like if I could finally get in front of that, then I have a sense of peace, you know. But you know, like
it feels. I just recently finished up my court stuff after like 6 years, and like when I was like, it's done, I felt like, oh my god,
man, like
it's never ending, because I always had that in the back of my mind.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
and I'm like,
I've made it so like it's so much like I've accomplished and could have accomplished.
Yes.
And since being on house arrest, and it's like I can never really enjoy it because it's like in the back of my mind, it's like I got this going on. So that's really where peace came from. It came from like a lot of frustration. Like I probably wrote that song in like 20 minutes. Wow. Probably less than that, I'm not gonna lie. Like I was really like going through when I wrote that. It was actually longer than what it was.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know what?
So why did you like cut it?
Because I felt like that was just enough. I felt like that was enough.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make the song. Probably would have been 5 minutes.
You're gonna take it back to the old days when songs were really that long.
Yeah. It was hard for me like to like decide which part to cut, because it was like the whole thing was like I was saying a lot. So I'm like, you know, I'm just leave it at this and then end it like this.
Yeah. You also kind of talk about how everybody laughs with you, but they don't know what you're going through. Mm-hmm. And you make a reference kind of to depression. Is that something that you struggled with, especially being a house arrest when you're limited? So you're just there with your thoughts, really.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, you know, everybody laughing with you, but they don't know what you think inside. I'm just trying to get a peace of mind. So it's like, you know, we walk around with a smile on our face, but we never really know what the next person is going through. Like, and that's what I felt. But then I also kind of like that bar kind of opened my mind up. Like, you know, like everybody's going through their personal things in life. So it's like, I always take into consideration, even if I don't know what another person is going through. Like I always try to take into consideration, like, man, like that person is strong. Like you're a strong person, like he's a strong person, because we all got our personal things that we're going through in life. You know what I'm saying? We may not speak about it, you know, but we still continue to keep you know, one foot in front of the other and just keep going. So that's where peace really came from. I did kind of like go through like a depression stage, but like being in like constantly going through jail, just like trying to get life right.
Yeah.
But it was like I had to realize like this is not the life for me, you know. So that's where, you know, that came from. Like I wouldn't say I really go through depression now.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody have their moments, but I feel like I'm a very headstrong person. Like I don't let it too much bother me. I don't even let this court stuff bother me anymore, because it's like, all right, whatever.
It's just like it kind of like becomes a part of life at some point.
At some point, definitely.
This is happening. It's in the back of my mind, but like it's not impacting me.
Yeah, definitely.
So we might be done talking about the project, but we're not done talking. Okay.
Okay.
Don't get too excited. You're not leaving the couch yet.
I can stay here all day.
We might be here all day. No, I'm kidding. Your visuals are freaking next level. I was watching all of your music videos. You do a lot of work with LMI Films.
Yeah, that's my boy, man.
So how's that relationship? I mean, they're dope, clearly.
Man, that's
visuals they do for you are freaking next level. Like, how did you guys meet? Like, how did that come about?
Actually, we met through a mutual friend of mine, Semo. Shout out Iwo Semo. We met through him, and then it just, you know, at first it was just like a business relationship. Like he had his own studio, he had a camera, he was a cameraman, so I come to the studio. But after a while, we kind of like, you know, it was actually an incident where I didn't really have nowhere to go. So I came and slept at the studio, and he was like, man, bro, you know, I can't stay here, you know. So he was like, man, bro, you can just come to my crib. It's cool. I had no money. I was messed up, you know. And then, you know, like he brought me some food. It was actually him and another engineer, Real Productions. Shout out Real Productions. But I kind of like, you know, started bonding with them from there. And then me and Lord kind of, Lord Rio, that's LMI Films. Me and him kind of like bonded and like developed more of a personal relationship, because I told him, like, you know, I want to like learn how to mix and master. So he became my mentor. And I started working in his studio out there in Chicago, and I started eventually being able to develop my own sound for mixing and mastering. So
it's like the beginning of the sound engineering.
Yeah, that was like the beginning of the sound engineering. I've been trying to do it since I was a kid, but like he was like the only person that actually took time to show me how to do it, you know. So shout out Lord Rio. As far as like filming goes, like I'm open to work with other like videographers, but like he's the person
he's like your go-to.
Yeah, like he's not gonna let me just film anything. He's not gonna let me just look any type of way. He's gonna tell me like, bro, because I be playing too much. Like I'm like very playful when it comes to like, I like to enjoy what I'm doing. Yeah. But sometimes I go a little bit overboard, but Rio would be like, all right, bro, come on, gotta get this done, bro. Like, and then if I shoot, like when I shoot stuff, like he'll be like, all right, this is how we should shoot it. Like he'll actually sit down with me and take the time out of his day to break down like how, okay, what is the budget? What do we have to work with? And okay, this is what we're working with. This is how we're gonna do it. This is the plan. Like it's good to have somebody I can have that with. And it's like we kind of just develop a personal relationship. Like that's my boy. Like sometimes I go, if I don't feel like it, I'll go take a nap on his couch. Like if I don't feel like driving back home, I'll just, hey, Rhea, I'm finna stop by, bro. I need a nap. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's awesome.
Just
to have that relationship.
Yeah, that's definitely like kind of like how you and Storm relationship is. That's like how.
Me and Storm are like family at this point. Like,
yeah, that's how me and him is. Like we family. Like if I ain't have
started off work and then it's evolved to like I would do anything for that girl.
Yeah, definitely. Like that's how he is. Like he. I try not to take advantage of that though, you know, because at the end of the day, I want to always keep our business relationship business and our friendship.
Yeah. And it's kind of hard sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
Me and Storm kind of get into it.
Yeah.
I'm like, who do you want? Do you want Melly Starz right now, or do you want Melly?
Right.
Like, you can't have
both. Yeah.
Like, we
yeah,
gotta
definitely.
separate.
Yeah, definitely.
So speaking of Storm and LMI films, I got an exclusive because I know people, obviously.
Right.
Are they going to be filming the next music video with you and Storm for Lamborghini Dreams?
Yes, more than likely, yeah.
Okay, what can you tell me about the song and the video? Because it's not out.
Yeah, it's not out. It's not out yet. So Lamborghini Dreams is like, I don't even know how to describe it. You heard the song.
I did. I was there when you sent over your verse and you were like, Storm, I want you on this.
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't know what to do with this, Melly. What do I do?
Yeah. Man, Storm's verse is super dope. She made me want to go rewrite mine, so I'm not gonna lie.
Oh.
I'm like, Storm, I gotta redo mine. She's like, no, it's perfect. I'm like, no. But I feel like we'll probably be going back and forth all day trying to just get the song right. So I'm like, you know what? It does sound good. You know, her verse is amazing. I appreciate her so much.
Yeah, she's just very lyrical.
Yes, and like it was like the right touch of lyrical, and just it wasn't like too lyrical to where people would be like, oh my God, like it's like it's the right balance. Like people who enjoy lyricism can listen to it, and people who enjoy just a good song can listen to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's the right balance. I love that song. Yeah. I wish it was supposed to be on a project.
Oh,
yes.
But why not?
Because of the sample, I believe.
Oh, okay.
My distro wouldn't allow me to upload it because of the sample.
Damn, with the samples, people.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
Let us create.
Yeah.
Do they thing?
Yes, man. Like, but yeah, more than likely, LMI is gonna be the person shooting it.
Do you know when it's coming out? Do you have a plan for that?
I want to. So like Storm, shout out Storm.
I know.
She just dropped a great EP. Her and TQ, Bonnie and Clyde. Go get that on all platforms. So
it's
like,
insane.
Yeah, insane. So, oh my God, which is crazy. I can't wait to like the whole thing is finally out. So, I didn't want the song. Once I realized it can't be on a project, I didn't want the song to clash with. Like I wanted to. Okay, this is like okay, like I want Storm. Like okay, you go focus on this, and then we're gonna come back to this later. So right now I don't really have
a plan or a specific date.
No,
but like, it's coming.
It's coming. So once we shoot the video, then the plan to come together, like how we're gonna roll it out.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Speaking of visuals, I saw the video you did for Humble Savage, and it's like a very interesting concept. You kind of have like the devil angel, like like you know, you get the phone call like, hey, let's go out, blah blah blah, and you're like, no, I'm staying, and then you have like the other persona who's like, what are you talking about? We going out.
Yeah, outside.
We outside.
Yeah, definitely.
So that like, how did you come up with that concept? Is it like your two alter egos just like fighting each other?
Yeah, the humble and the savage.
Yeah.
So, man, LMI put that together. Like I'm like, bro, can you make two of me? He was like, bro, I can do whatever, bro.
I can do it all.
Yeah, bro. Just tell me how you want it done. I'm like, all right, bet. So I was just like, the song is Humble Savage. That's like, you know, the name of the album, but the name of the song as well. So it's like, you know, I'm really kind of like a reserved type of person. Like I'd rather just chill, you know, you know, like lay back. But then I also have that side of me that's like, man, we outside, man. We finna kick it. What's wrong with you? You feel? So I kind of actually like go through that in my head, like, man, I want to go outside. I'm like, man, we finna go outside. But then I be like, man, I want to chill in the crib, man. We ain't going outside today, you know. But that was like kind of like how that started off. So the video obviously started off. It's me talking to my homie on the phone, and then me walks in and was like, bro, what you mean we're not going outside? I was like, man, I ain't going outside. You can go outside. So, and then like, boom. That's that's the savage that walks out.
The savage walked out and was like, shit, fuck this shit. I'm
we finna go out. We finna go kick it.
You also did a video for Birkin. And you said when that video came out, that was the last video you were gonna do, and then you were done with music.
Yeah.
So like thankfully that didn't happen because you're here. But what happened, or what was going on during that time to make you say like, hey, I'm done?
I was just frustrated. Like, it was the house arrest thing. Actually, like, I was just super frustrated with music. And it was just like I had so many opportunities in front of me that I couldn't capitalize on. And it just was like, I finally had some traction going, and then bam, I'm on house arrest.
Yeah.
So it was like, I had that song in the vault. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to just give this to y'all. And then I didn't even promote it. You know, like, I should have, because it was a really good song, really dope visual. Shout out Celeste. That's the video girl. That's my homie. She came through because I could not find nobody for the video. She's like, bro, I got you.
Yeah.
You know,
she did great.
Yeah, she definitely, like, behind the scenes, oh my God, we was playing so much. I think that had to be the most frustrating video that LMI had shot for me, because we just kept laughing and just joking and just playing around. So, but it came out dope.
I think that kind of also helps you be comfortable,
like
definitely. On camera with each other. Because if you guys were just like super serious, then like it wouldn't be so natural.
No, yeah,
and
definitely.
It definitely came off natural.
Yeah, definitely. Like I'm kind of like used to the camera at this point. Yeah. I don't think she so much was at the time of the video, like as far as like video shoots and stuff like that. But yeah, we definitely had to, you know, kind of get more comfortable with each other. Like we already cool and been around each other. Yeah. She's an artist. I don't know if she, you know, is
currently,
yeah, but you know, she makes music. That's kind of how we first met. So we done been around each other. We pretty comfortable with each other. So, but in that environment, it was kind of different. So we definitely had to, you know, get pretty comfortable around each other, and that led to us like doing a lot of joking around, playing. Yeah. We could have had a video done. Laura was like, man, bro, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to put this together the right way. Y'all was playing too much, but
he put it together though. Man, it came out great.
He put it together. It definitely came out great. Versus like what he kept showing me that we did wrong, versus how it came out, you would never know we did anything wrong.
He was just fucking with you.
No,
he was like,
he showed me the shots. I'm like, oh man, that's terrible. But he put it together though. He did his thing, man. I appreciate Rio.
You also you dropped the Raven, which is kind of like a twist on Mockingbird.
Yeah.
So what was like? Is this dedicated to someone?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Because it kind of gave that vibe to me. So how, like, what inspired it? Like,
so I have a cousin named Raven, right?
Oh, okay.
And actually, like, Chicago Way was doing like a challenge to see if we make the best remix to Mockingbird, but I didn't really care to like.
You have a pretty good relationship with the Chicago Way.
Yeah, that's my boy. Shout out to Chicago Way. Yeah. So like with the Raven, it was like I wanted to tell her story because I felt like it was a story that a lot of females go through. And because can relate to, like, I've had a lot of females tell me that they went through sexual abuse as a young, young girl. And it's like, I feel like men we don't take that in consideration or think about that
at all.
Because I mean, obviously, like, most females aren't gonna talk about that. They're not just gonna say, "Hey, I was abused." But like when she was telling me, it was like, man, I was inspired by her story, and I felt like I wanted to tell the story. I eventually planned to shoot a video to it too, but I wanted to tell her story and kind of like shed light on situations like that, on abuse, sexual abuse, or like just, you know what I'm saying, like. And her story was like, if you listen to the song, like, I'm basically talking about somebody that's close to her and the family, which was terrible.
Unfortunately, a lot of times it's someone that's close.
Yeah, and then like I said, this is my cousin, so that's my cousin too. So to know that this person did this to you as a child, and you know what I'm saying, like, and it was so messed up because it kind of like set the tone for the rest of her life. So, and it was just, it's a very deep, like, kind of depressing story, I guess. But like, you know, I'm glad she was open enough for me to tell me about it and to let me put it out.
Because it's very difficult
Yeah.
to talk about. And I think women sometimes we put it off, or we kind of blame ourselves
and try to forget about it.
Yeah, you're kind of just like, oh yeah, it happened, but it's fine. You know, so for her to be open about it and then to let you really shed light on it is
definitely, for sure.
Yeah, it's what was like the public reaction to it? Because it is something that
everyone
a lot
was
of people
telling me,
can
like,
relate to.
They was like, bro, that was super deep. Like, what made you even, like, a lot of people know I can make really deep songs, you know, so I think they were surprised by how deep I went with that one. Yes, like I'm getting emotional thinking about it because it's relatable. Yeah, definitely. It's kind of where I'll leave that at. Yeah, it's relatable. Yeah, definitely.
So in April of this year, you were in a car accident, like a horrible car accident. And Juliet Up Next like reported on it. How was recovering from the car accident? Can you kind of talk about it? I'm not sure.
I can. Like, I'm still actually kind of recovering, but it's not as bad as it was at first. Like,
because you were in the hospital. Like, pictures looked horrible.
Yeah, like I was in the hospital for like 5-6 days because like I was supposed to leave after like 3 or 4, but they kept like coming in doing brain scans and.
Oh no, that's
like
scary.
Yeah, so like when I first got into the hospital, the people, like the ambulance who came and picked me up, like they kept asking like, why are you on, like, what's this ankle monitor doing? Like, why are you on house arrest?
Yeah.
Like, what did you do? And like, bro,
mind your business. That has
you know what I'm
nothing
saying?
to
Like,
do
I'm
with
in and out of
treatment.
You know, I'm in and out of consciousness right now. Like, I'm coming in and out, and you know, like they, like I understand, like they're trying to wake me up, but I just didn't really feel comfortable. And when I went to the hospital, they stuck the IV, instead of putting it inside of my vein, they stuck it inside my artery. So when they went to go fill it up with the solution to like kind of like scan my body, all the solution went to my artery. It felt like I was on fire. Yeah. Like literally, like
I've had that thing. Yeah. Oh my god. Like it's uncomfortable. Yeah. But
like she told me like you're probably gonna be warm.
Yeah. It's
like I felt like
warmth that goes through your. Yeah. Like, well, it's weird.
But it was like.
But for it to be in your arteries, that's.
It was 10 times, like 100,000 times worse than just being warm. Yeah. Like it's like I was on fire. Like literally, my whole body was on fire. And I'm not gonna lie, I was screaming. I was like, man, let me out of here, let me out of here. They finally got me up out of there. They took me to the room. I seen my mom. I'm like, Mom, like, you gotta get me up out of here. You gotta get me up out of here. I don't want these people to touch me. I don't want them to look at me. I ain't want nothing to do with that hospital no more after that.
Because I feel like even with them like asking those questions about the monitor and stuff, like it's like almost like a preconceived notion. Like, we don't really have to be as, definitely. You know.
So like my lawyer is actually like trying to see, like he said it's gonna be difficult to prove that they did it intentionally, like to stick in my artery, because they're emergency response team. So he was like, you know, maybe they did it by accident. And I'm like, man, okay, maybe they did, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't feel comfortable. And like, mind you, I'm in and out of conscious, so I don't know everything that was said. I just know like the questions that I did hear were irrelevant.
Yeah. It's ridiculous because I was in a car accident too, and when they were trying to like, I was kind of also in and out. I was still in the car when they hooked me up, and they did fine. But the questions that they were asking me were like generic, like what's today's date, what year are we in, who's the president, like that is like the questions that they were asking me to make sure I was like conscious, and like to see if I was still kind of like to see if I had anything, you know, if they had to do a brain scan or whatever. So for them to be asking all this other irrelevant shit doesn't really make sense.
Right, that's what I said. I'm like, but you know,
I mean, that sucks.
Yeah, definitely.
And then is it, because you, right after the accident, like I said, Juliet Up Next posted that you were in the accident. Is it strange, like having pretty much your every move like recorded on and
I mean, like it is because like I kind of built a relationship with Joliet Up Next.
Yeah, nothing against them. I'm just like saying,
yeah,
general, like it's.
So I kind of had to be like understanding to it, because I built a relationship with the Chicago Wave. Like I don't think people understand like how important it is to build relationships with these blog sites, with podcasters.
Yeah.
Like it started off just like, you know, simply business with the Chicago Wave, Joliet Up Next, you know, paid them a few dollars for some promotion, and you know, they just started rocking with me as a person. So like it's very important to build with these blog sites, these podcasters and interviewers, and you know, media, like you is that like as an artist, as anybody trying to push a brand, it's definitely important to you know, build these relationships. So I mean, like I appreciate this Joliet Up Next for posting it. You know, I really didn't even look at it like that too much, but I mean, some people even told me like, man, I seen what happened on Joliet Up Next, and I was like, oh wow, it's crazy.
Yeah. I heard because I was in the car with Storm, and you called, and you guys were talking about it. I was like, whoa. And then after that, I saw it on Joliet, and I was like, okay, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
But it's their job, you know, to report on stuff. It's just as the artist, as the person experiencing it. Like,
definitely.
Weird, right? Yeah, it's weird. Lastly, your music is on the soundtrack for Beautiful Nightmare. Mm-hmm. It's like a film kind of thing.
Documentary.
Yeah. So how did that like opportunity present itself?
So that's my homie Snow. Shout out to Snow. She asked me, she's one person that has believed in me from all the way back to like 2016.
Wow.
So she was like, can you put a soundtrack together for my documentary? And I'm like, yeah, of course. So that's really how it came about. Like, you know, she was a person, when I first came home from jail, she paid for studio time for me.
Wow. Just she definitely believed.
Yeah, so just because she believed in me that much, you know, so like, and she wanted me to do the soundtrack. So I'm like, yeah, of course, you know, I'll do the soundtrack. I really want to go redo it. I told her, because like I'm in a whole different bracket now, like, you know, with my music. But the soundtrack is, I feel like the soundtrack is really dope. But the documentary, like, man, it's a really deep story. So I hope she does actually drop the documentary. I know she gets discouraged sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I think we all get discouraged at times.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I hope it's definitely something that people need to watch and see. It's very motivational.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Whenever it does drop.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's next for you? I know you have Lamborghini Dreams coming. You're kind of riding now the wave of the latest project. You're a sound engineer. You know, what is next?
Actually, I'm going to shoot a video to So Far Gone.
Ooh, yes, exclusive.
Yeah. Down the line, I'm not gonna lie, like I really want to start a music marketing company. So that's like, you know, the big goal. And having my own like building for the studio, you know. So but those are the big goals. Just the small goals. Shoot a video for So Far Gone. Eventually I want to drop like my big project. It's gonna be called Still Humble, Still Savage.
That's gonna be really interesting because it's gonna be the two.
Yeah.
The two sides.
And it's gonna be like, it's gonna be more so kind of how Eminem just dropped this project.
Oh yeah.
I did like I can't remember what's it called. The Death of Slim Shady.
I think so. Yeah.
But I know like that's what he was promoting, like how when he was Slim Shady, he was like super controversial and didn't care about what people say, and he was going through his trauma as far as like addiction and whatever he was going through, you know what I'm saying? Then now he's Marshall Mathers, where he's, you know, like trying to
more like family, like more
family oriented, you know what I'm saying? And he's trying to like cancel Slim Shady like in a way. So
You're gonna be canceling Humble Savage?
No, like it's gonna be like, okay, so it's gonna be how I envision the project. I haven't really got the soundtracks together, but what I'm going for is like me, like the humble me and the savage me trying to find a like center point,
like a balance. Like,
balance of self. You know, that's gonna be like the whole purpose of still humble, still savage. Because I'm still humble, but I'm still savage. But at the end of the day, I'm still me.
Yeah, awesome. So we have a lot in the future.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
So I know that typically this is the point where I get a freestyle, but Top Dolla AP requires top dollar, and I don't currently have the funds for it. But he promised that on the next time he comes to the couch, he's gonna bring me a freestyle.
I'm gonna bring an exclusive freestyle that nobody has ever heard.
Okay, so you guys are gonna have to wait for part 2 someday.
Yeah, definitely.
For that. For now, though, I do have a little gift for you.
Okay, I can open it now.
All my first few gifts. You could open it now.
Open it now.
I don't know if you could read it because it's, the writing on it is a little.
Okay.
And a first edition Melly's couch sticker.
Okay.
They'll be getting better eventually, but those are the first ones ever made.
Might have to take the glasses off.
Yeah.
Let me put this back.
But yeah, remember to follow you everywhere at Top Dolla AP. Right?
Yep, barely can read it.
Exactly. Yeah, everybody's tried to read it on camera. I'm like, no, you can't. So remember to follow him, follow me. Follow The Lot. They also have a podcast. They're the official sponsor of Melly's Couch. And stay tuned for the next episode, dropping I don't know when, but for now, keep streaming for the ones who listen.
For the ones that listen.
For the ones that listen. I keep wanting to say who, but it's that.
I was indecisive on which one to call it. For the ones that listen or for the ones who listen.
Yeah. So keep streaming for the ones that listen. And until next time, bye guys.
Bye.